What's up? How you doing?
Living the dream, fighting the nightmares. Sorry, I was doom scrolling on X.
No, yeah, you can get lost in X.
Bro.
X, I'll be honest. X is like it's been you can it's sometimes you can find really good content on X and it's really great. And
Yeah.
then sometimes it's just complete garbage. You get fed nothing but garbage.
Bro, like I will get on there and I will see something and then I have to sit there and go, hold on, is this true? Because there'll be some wild crap
Yeah.
that they get posted on X and I'm like, hold up. So I'm over here like asking Chat GPT and Grok and I'm doing all the facts. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's just and then you just get down a rabbit hole. Anyways, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Living just out here working my life away to help pay for these daycares.
Yeah, they you don't even really have to work that hard either.
No.
Just filing paperwork, really. That's about it.
So I work on a military base, and we were in a meeting today, and I don't know, we were on a subject about money, about finances. And it got really quiet. And I was like, you know what? I said, screw this. And they all looked at me and I said, I'm going to go open a daggum daycare right now. And some of them they were giggling. It's military. You kind of have to.
Yeah.
But some of them started giggling. I was like, you know what? Cause screw this. I work too daggum hard and get paid little to nothing. I'm opening a daggum daycare.
Did you see how Christy Nome is showing up in Minneapolis now? Yeah. So I hope something gets done.
Bro, I've just that's like so there's certain days where there's just so much that's just going on and you don't
Right.
know where to start. Like, where do you even start talking about something? Where do you start picking it apart? And then some days I sit back and I'm like, you know what? Today's going to be an observation day. Let's just see how things play out. Because
Right.
people be beating a dead horse sometimes.
Yep. When she went to Portland, the Portland riots, down there where Tommy Boy and everybody went that one weekend. Patriots weekend is what they called it.
Mm-hmm.
She went down there and then there was Patriots weekend. And then it was all, I mean, it was pretty much turned to nothing after the Patriots formed up and she showed up.
They all kind of scattered.
Yeah, it went for months. So,
yeah, I was just watching the chick that's over in Ohio at the Java.
yeah,
I was just watching that.
I was thinking, because I'm not too far from there, I was thinking I might jump in the car and go check that out.
You should.
Yeah, that's only a 2 hour drive for me. A little bit better.
I will be living vicariously through you.
You think I should do that though?
I think so. Why not, bro?
I think you're.
Hey, look, right now, independent journalism is where it is at. That's the only way the truth is going to be shown. The only way is because look, I'm talking to myself when I say this. We sit out here and we talk about we the people. We the people. We want change. We want accountability. You know as well as I do. Until we actually get out there and start doing it, start doing the legwork, the research, the investigations, nothing's going to be done. So we, the people, need to start getting out in the streets and exposing for what it is.
Yep.
Fraud. Get the truth out there. Do it, bro.
Okay, I'll do it. We'll see how it's going to go.
I will cheer you on. I mean, obviously, be safe.
Right. Well, I looked them up on Google Maps, and they now say that they're permanently closed. So I'm not sure. This one.
Okay. Is that one down in, Cincinnati or something?
Columbus. Is there one in Cincinnati?
I'm hearing some word about Cincinnati.
Man, if there's one in Cincinnati, I'll definitely do that. It's even closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had family that used to live in Dayton, so we used to go to Cincinnati a lot.
Really? In Dayton? Dayton's nice. Dayton, it, I will say, honestly, probably neither of them are the greatest because you get weirdos everywhere downtown. But
Yeah.
Cincinnati definitely has a lot of weirdos.
Yes, they do.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they
Not as
have
bad as LA or San Diego. Well, San Diego's not as bad. Not as bad as LA, bro. Have you ever been out there?
LA. Yep. Yeah.
Oh,
Uh, it changed. It's a completely different atmosphere when it gets nighttime, like on the Hollywood Strip. It changes completely. Like everyone will tell you if it's your first time there and you're walking around, and it's starting to get dark, everybody will start telling you, hey, you might want to go back to your hotel. It's getting dark. The weirdos are coming out. And they weren't lying. Like the people peeing on the street, just everything.
oh, Blake, like, yeah, we had our girls were younger. We were there in 2018, and we took them down to where the fossils were in LA,
Mhm.
and it was broad daylight, bro. Broad daylight, and defecating, shooting up. I mean, and the girl, and we were obviously like holding their heads, like, look this way, do not look over there. Like it was sad. Like honestly, if you really just sit and think about it, it's just sad.
It really is. Now, do you think that we're making a difference? Do you think like us Patriots, independent journalists,
Yes.
people who are restreaming everything, you think that people are waking up?
Yes. Yes. I think because we are almost forcing people to use their brains, to actually like question things, think about it, look at it in a different perspective. Even though if right off the rip they're like, it's a crazy, MAGA right wing Nazi.
Yeah.
But they'll sit there and marinate on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean, some people are just too far gone.
Yeah.
Some people are just, they have drank so much of the Kool-Aid and got so many boosters. They are too far gone. But I have seen videos and I have seen people, and even like my husband, he jumps into my comment section on X, and he'll sit there and he'll be like, let's have a cordial conversation. Let's talk. And he, along with myself, talking, there's actually people out there who are, I won't say liberal, but they're Democrat, right, that are kind of starting to lean toward the middle, so to speak, and really be like, okay, you make a valid point. I didn't think of it that way. So us making a difference, yes. I can even give you another example. I made a video a few months back. A friend of mine, she does a lot of advocating inside the school systems for abuse, neglect, that kind of stuff. And she sent me a story, and I get sent stuff all the time, bro. But she sent me a story, and I read it, and it was a teacher abusing like 4-year-olds. And it was like sexual stuff too. So I said, I don't stand for that. And something just told me, you need to make a video on this. I made a video on it, dude. It went nuts. It went viral on all platforms. So much to the point where my video caused the principal to be fired. Because she knew. Yes, because she knowingly knew about it. And like I had my friend sent me like all the details, the lawsuits, everything that she was trying to keep quiet and the school board was trying to push down. And I just made a video, laid it out, gave them the facts, and lo and behold, it went nuts. And actually that school got a lot of attention and wound up, she got fired. And I've had so many parents reach out to me from that video and saying, my kid goes to school there and I never knew that. thank you. Thank you. And they actually were able to get involved in the school board meetings and, they took care of business, but they didn't know about it until they saw my video.
So that right there, that shows you're making a difference.
I mean, even where I got my start was during Hurricane Helene. That's where I blew up on social media. Okay. I had an old account. My name was Bitch Puddin on that. But I had an old account, and that's where I was off of. Well, hold on. I'm from East Tennessee, born and raised. And just in the last couple of years, we moved down south. But that Hurricane Helene hit Western North Carolina and East Tennessee, and I have family that live in Western North Carolina. And I saw how much they were, they weren't surviving. They were dying. They were losing everything. And I was like, I can't sit here. I've got to say something. And I just opened my mouth on social media, and I was able to help get supplies there, get lists out of what was needed, get contacts out. I called FEMA out because of all the crap they were doing. They started investigating FEMA. And I still, to this day, I made some really good friends from that. And still to this day, I get people and that reach out to me, and they're like, because of you, we were able to survive during Hurricane Helene and what the government wasn't doing. You were our voice, and we appreciate you. So yes, we can always make a difference. Always, 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 always. Don't ever think that we don't. We do. We will always get pushback, and don't let that scare you.
Right.
Because you don't know who you can help or what you can shine light on and open up to people's eyes. Mm-hmm. Sorry, that was a long drive out.
No, that was good. I think that tells a lot about who you are and where you came from and how you've grown so big. So that was before. I mean, that's just when you were a regular person and you made that much of a difference. Regular person, just like
everyday Joe Blow, bro. I was just, and then I just got on TikTok and
just started talking.
Bro.
That's what it'll do.
Started raising Cain online.
Yep.
And yeah. And like I said, it's don't ever be scared, because you never know where it will lead you. You don't, bro.
Right. Anyone can do it.
You can make a difference. You can. Anybody can. Yep. And that's like, that's what frustrates me about people on the other side of the aisle is the victim mentality. The woe is me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go eat worms because everybody hates me. And that's also why I push about talking about God, because he is that confidence, that light, that willpower. Like, when you have God in your heart and you have that reassurance and that knowing, what do you have to fear but right. Fear itself? Get out there and do your thing. Make a difference. They just men and women. They just people. They're humans. You got something that created these people behind you.
Right.
And as long as you believe in him and you stand on that and you stand on what's morally right and your values and your principles, there's nothing that can stop you. People can run their mouths all day long, but there's nothing that can stop you. Sticks and stones, bro. Yep. Sticks and stones.
I do like one of the things you always say, God, family, country.
That's how it goes.
A lot of your videos. That sticks with a lot of people.
God has to be first and foremost.
Right.
First and foremost. You put him first and everything follows. Family. Our country, if they would actually, follow that. But
yeah. I think we might go back there. I think we're at a breaking point. We're either this country's going to start coming back together, or it's just going to get worse.
I think people are starting to realize that, oh crap, we left the door wide open, and now there's entities in our country that want nothing else but to.
Yep. They hate us.
So exactly, and it's, you know, we need to look at them and be like, we need to be just on fire as they are for their false god and their pedo prophet for our actual Yahweh, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the Alpha and the Omega. Amen. We need to have that kind of fire. And that's the only thing that's going to push back against this, because there's a lot of theatrical things going on to distract you when we really need to be focused on what's here, what's already been allowed in. Like, I get it about the fraud and everything, but ultimately when you peel everything back, it is the radicalism that has seeped itself into our country. That if we are not paying attention, will defeat us.
Yep. You're right. And it's a scary thought, but
that's
why we're trying to wake people up. Do you think that the government's moving fast enough to remove these people?
I mean, they could always go faster.
Right.
Like I hear both sides of the story, or I hear both sides yelling, you need to go faster, it takes time.
Yeah,
I get that
too. And I agree with both. I'm on the same side.
Don't get me wrong. Like I said, me as a person, if I had the choice, hell yeah, please, let's do this. But
yeah,
I also know how government works. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. All the
it's very slow.
It is, and it's frustrating. And I would love to be able to go up there and go to all of them and be like, hey, can we quit bickering with one another and let's get to work? Mm-hmm. Come on. Quit worrying. Like, I want to go up to Pam Bondi and be like, hello, let's do something. I mean, do you need some assistance? I'll come help you. What do you need? I'm really good at finding things. I will help a sister out, because she's the only one I'm extremely frustrated with right now. I mean, there's some things like I'm 80% Trump right now, 30% stuff I'm not really happy with. And a lot of it has to do with his close relationship with a certain leader of another country.
Right.
You pick up what I'm saying?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to.
He hangs out a lot. He has a lot to say.
You do, or he does. But you have to. You have to be careful when it comes to that. I've learned. Just
well,
for
you
like,
gotta
especially
word it a certain way.
Yeah. So my fiance Jacqueline, she's very good at finding things as well. Like anytime I'm ever, I don't know what it is. If you're ever like, maybe you're trying to look for somebody or something and you can't find them, you just mention it to her 5 minutes later. Is this who you were talking about? Yeah, that is exactly. What did you do? Oh, I was just looking.
All right, CIA.
Yeah, CIA. There you go.
My husband calls me. He's like, okay, there's CIA. Calm down over there.
Exactly. And that's how it feels. So you're over 700,000 followers amongst TikTok, X, and Instagram. And
Dang. I didn't know that.
It's a lot. Yeah, you've been putting in a lot of work. You're you're biggest on TikTok. Um, has TikTok done anything like where they censored you recently?
Bro. My stuff has been throttled bad. When I was down at Aunt's house a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about that. We were like, because I asked him, I was like, how is your TikTok going? And he's like, it's a hit or miss anymore. Like, there's some things that will take off, but then it's like a period of time where it's low views for what we typically get. You know what I mean? Like, typically before I was getting like hundreds of thousands of views, all that stuff. Now I'm doing good to break 50,000.
Yeah. That's a lot to some people, but I do get that. When I was looking through your, when I was going through everything, I saw that your Instagram just gets thousands and thousands of likes.
Bro.
And some of your some of your TikTok videos just not much. Yeah. And I was like, that's crazy because she's got way more followers on TikTok.
So Instagram took off. Like I've only had that page maybe 3 months.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And then my Facebook page, I have had that maybe about as long, and I checked it just earlier, and I was at 72,000 followers.
Oh, I didn't even know you had a Facebook page. What is it? What's its name?
Uno momento, por favor.
I'll add that in, and because you can collaborate on Facebook, right?
I believe so. Yeah, people tag me and stuff all the time.
Right. I mean, like where you post a video.
Yeah.
You both post it.
Yeah.
Before you became this influential person, sounds like you kind of always were, always fighting for the good fight. But who were you? What were you up to?
So I worked for the DOD.
Wow.
Yeah. I did explosive work, which entailed going to active and shut down military bases and cleaning up their UXO, their unexploded ordnance. Traveled all across the United States, working many, many different bases. Before that, I was working in the medical field, worked at the hospitals. Yeah, and just was a mom of 2 amazing, beautiful daughters, and met my wonderful husband, who's a veteran. He's a Marine. You can't say used to be, because once a Marine, always Marine.
Right.
And yeah, just living the all American dream. Raising 2 kids and working to make something of life to be proud of.
Is when you joined the military and everything, did you, or not the military, but the DOD, did you become a patriot then?
No, I've always been a patriot. Like, growing up, my dad was super conservative. Well, I wouldn't want to say he was more like conservative, libertarian kind of thing.
Right.
But I grew up around that in a Christian household, always instilled God first, family, and then, always have pride in your country. I grew up around in a military family, had uncles in the military, aunts in the military, or an aunt in the military. She was in the Navy. But so I grew up around that as well, which they also were kind of along the same, lifestyle, thought process. Some of them leaned a little to the left, but they weren't not like these people. So grew up in it, the love of country, Every time it was Veterans Day, we'd celebrate.
Mm.
Memorial Day, 4th of July was always a big thing. It was also my mom's birthday. So yeah, I just grew up, and I'm also from Tennessee, which Tennessee is a very, very red state.
I love going to Tennessee.
I grew up in Knoxville. I'm a Knoxville girl. In those neck of the woods, girls know how to hunt. They know how to shoot.
Yep.
We know how, when we go hunting, we know how to gut our own deer, skin our own deer, fish. My dad was always the type of, biblically, how the household runs, father is head of the house, mother, children, blah, blah, blah. But my dad also was the type of, you're going to know how to do everything too.
And that's a good way to raise kids.
You're going to know how to change a tire. You're going to know how to change your oil. You're, not like, don't depend on no man, but you need to know how to do this as well if you're ever by yourself and you need to do it.
Yeah.
He didn't want me to be a damsel in distress all the time.
It is very, when it comes to Southern women, it does seem like that a lot. It like the kind of like it compared to like LA, the way that they're like boss babe, it's a completely different way, and it's a completely different Yeah.
Now don't give me, okay, let me say this. It's okay for a woman to be confident in herself, to know who she is.
Okay. Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And to be able to stand alone. Like, I can still be submissive to my husband because that is what I am told biblically to do. And I follow that. But also my husband knows that push comes to shove, I'm that type of woman that can stand on my own 2 feet, and I've got his back if he needs me. Like, right. I'm not going to be cowarding over in the corner and being just like, and look, I've accomplished stuff in my life. I could go out there and be, like you said, that boss babe. Like, I don't need no man. Like,
yeah, there you go.
Like, that's icky. That's icky. Because men are not an accessory. Okay.
Neither are women.
Neither are women. But we add value to one another.
Right. There you go.
So you can be a very confident, strong woman and know what you've done in your life and how you are, but also be able to have a soft side and add value to your husband, who is trying to be your shield. Because let me tell you, no matter how much of a boss babe you are, when it gets down to the nitty gritty and you're in a scenario where you're going to be wanting a man, let's humble ourselves just a little bit.
Right. And normally,
I don't like that.
You don't like what?
I don't like that boss babe mentality.
Right. They're very, what I see all the time is I don't know why so much of it pops up on my ex, but there's just a lot of stuff about why they hate men and everything. And then when they turn like, maybe somewhere around 40, they all change their mind. They're just like, man, I just want to, like, where's all the good men at?
They're out there. Maybe you just need to quit being a turd. Like,
quit being a turd.
Change your mentality. Like,
yeah,
maybe like not just because you're a woman doesn't mean that you're just flawless. Okay, women are crazy.
I think it's the dating apps. I think the dating apps have done that because they get like hundreds and hundreds of whatever, like, likes or messages a day. just giving them all this attention that makes them feel
Boost
more
that
superior.
ego.
Yep. And even like, some of the better looking men don't even get all that. So it's much different.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So who are some we're going kind of long. I didn't think we would go this long. I was trying to keep it under 30 minutes.
My
But
bad.
no, you're good. This is our first episode. So, and I'm happy that we were
Nice.
able to bring you on here. I didn't even get to the point where I wanted to introduce. I was going to be like, this is this is the Patriots Discourse, where we bring on Patriots to come, and I already forgot it. Anyways,
You can go back and edit yourself in.
yeah. Well, I probably will do that maybe. But so what are some people that you look up to? Like who, like much bigger than, you or me or anyone in this space, like very top of the line political figures?
So the people that I kind of fall on the lines with is people like Senator Kennedy. I love Senator
Wow.
Kennedy. Tim Burchett from the state of Tennessee. Love our
I
Tim
love him.
Burchett. Very solid. Uses his 7 pounds of gray matter. Love that man. Anna Paluna Luna. Love her. She.
I don't think I heard of her.
You haven't?
Maybe not. I see so many people. It sounds familiar.
She has the same thought process. Her and Tim Burchett are working together to get the insider trading out of Congress. So I jive with her. She just seems very genuine.
So would you say you lean more like libertarian?
Yes.
Okay. Same here.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I have friends that are MAGA to the end. And don't get me wrong, I started off that way, right? And maybe they're still a little bit there too. I do giggle at a good Donald Trump tweet and some White House videos and stuff like that. So I'm like, I still align with those people. I'm just that type of where I have my eyes wide open and I'm questioning everything.
Yeah, it's for me. How long have you been doing that? Because for me, it's been happening, I'd say probably within the just
COVID.
Okay. So you've been feeling that way for a while.
Well, let me say this. My dad was into that stuff too. And, my dad would talk about certain families in the countries, in our country, high up there. Get what I'm saying? He would go down that rabbit hole. And, I would listen to the man. I would sit there. So I kind of already had heard stuff when I was younger. And then as I got older, and now don't get me wrong, teens, young adult, 20s and stuff, I really wasn't I had my morals and values, but I wasn't in depth in, what was going on and stuff until until Trump's first term, honestly, with the whole Russia stuff. And then that led into, COVID. So yeah, questioning came probably about around that time of when I started just kind of sitting back and okay, what's really going on? I mean, it goes hand in hand with the list. That's the Epstein list.
The Clintons? Okay. Because that's mainly who it was about, right? Right. Yeah, I don't trust them. I don't think the Clintons were,
let me tell you,
good people at all. So I wouldn't put it past them, but go ahead and tell me.
I would forego having somebody else that I mentioned earlier not arrested if we got them. My Lord have mercy, I would be wearing everything red. I at that point would be talking some mad kudos to Donald Trump if he was to arrest the Clintons.
That's how I feel too.
Oh, I would be so on board on that one.
And there's just so much evidence. I just don't understand why it hasn't happened. And when I talk about it, like with my uncle and a lot of my political family, and you know, I have military family as well. They all just tell me like that's just political people just don't get arrested. They're not.
That's where like my 30% of not on board with what's going on right now is, you know, you have these people out here saying it's all political theater. And I do agree with them from what I've just been witnessing and what's going on and just seeing everybody's opinions and collectively, you know, coming to my own conclusion on it. It is two wings of the same corrupted bird.
It feels like that sometimes.
Like, bro. And look, I was a big, well, I still a little bit am a Dan Bongino fan. Like, I used to love listening to Dan Bongino.
Yeah.
But now that he's done and he's coming back to the civilian side and he's doing his podcast again and stuff, and he's making all of these comments on X and stuff, talking about the black pills, you know, the grifters, the fake MAGA, that he's coming after all those people. And it's just like, I just want to have a cordial conversation with him. No hate to him. I still would like, I want to see what he's going to do. I want to hear what he has to say because I liked him before because he questioned everything. And now he's making this conversation because people are questioning stuff, and rightfully so. And now he's saying this. I want to just be like, Dan, can we have a conversation? Can we just sit back and just remember, before you went up there to those marble hallways, you used to question everything about what was going on.
Yeah.
You said, I mean, the Epstein files, you know, pedo hunting, declassifying stuff, like all of this stuff. And then nothing really came to fruition of it, any of it. And now you're mad because people are doing what you... I'm back.
We're back. Sorry about that.
No worries, bro. I was oh God, what did I do?
I said the wrong thing.
I was like, oh God, they knew. They figured out what I was saying.
No, I'm sorry about that. I don't know what it was. It said something like I needed to upgrade something. So I'm going to have to look into that.
How rude.
Episode 1 problems. I don't know if you saw this, but Trump just said he's going to turn over 30 to 50 million barrels of oil to the United States from Venezuela. So there we go.
Okay, let's just be so for real. We know what this is about. Okay, we do.
Right. And I think it's a win-win for both.
In the grand scheme of things, though, I mean, in all reality, Venezuela is just a small fry in that game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and from what I've been seeing, I mean, I haven't personally got to speak to any of the Venezuelans. There are some people that work on my job site that were kind of talking about it, and they were happy, and they're Hispanic and stuff, and they were like, hey, you know. But from what I've been seeing, the Venezuelans are like, you know, use the resources, you know, use the oil, just, you know, we want to be able to make our country flourish and thrive. And, you know, as long as we can keep it, you know, above par snuff, not I don't want him to go down the path of being like these other, leaders of countries who are greedy.
Right.
And abuse people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We can benefit, and they can also benefit.
Right. And I think if that's, let's let them. No. You're right. I shouldn't have cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
I think that
just the same thing you were saying. That's all.
Yeah. If they if some good things happen to them as well, I think they'll be okay with it. I mean, they've been going through one heck of a time. So
I mean, just just watching footage from him running over the protesters, and that
wow, yeah.
What is it, 7+ million people fleeing the country, and
the malnourished.
Yeah, I mean, the drugs, the traffic, that's why, like, when everybody was giving their opinions when all this went down Saturday, I kind of waited later in the day to make a video, and I was just so overwhelmed because it's like, okay, look, we can hold our thoughts and our conspiracies and our opinions. We can hold that in for 24 hours and just be happy for people. I mean, it made my heart warm. And, of course, they got these people out here like, oh, it's all fake. It's all AI and fake videos and this. You know what? I'm not going to sit here and dive too far into that. If I see it, I'm just going to just take it for what it is and be happy. Why do we have to sit here and pick it apart? I mean, we saw it down in Miami. We've seen it all across the country, people celebrating for it. And, we've seen people at protests, Venezuelans at protests here in America that are yelling at the libtards out there with their pre-made signs. And
yeah,
it's just like,
how did it happen so fast? How did they get those signs so fast? I don't know if anyone has the answer.
I've heard thoughts.
I've been seeing a lot of people say things.
Like
one that
I even heard that apparently, I don't know if it's true, but it was on X, so take it for what you want.
Yeah.
But I saw that in a video that apparently Hakeem Jeffries was trying to warn Maduro, and it got to him a little too late. I don't know. Yeah, that's definitely. But probably never know the truth of that. So. But then you're just like, okay. So let's say that's true. That kind of makes sense of why there's all of a sudden signs that are just popping out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
Like literally within 24 hours. I mean, unless, like, I don't know of anybody that pops signs out that fast and have them across the country within 24 hours.
Right. It's just, and these people have so much help too. There could be some little small sign business that, was like, as soon as it happened, they were like, we got to do this. Because they love.
Maybe.
Lord,
you'll never know, honest to God.
Yeah.
And look, I'm not going to sit here and waste my existence on this earth to be miserable. And I really, I care. But I want to focus my, thoughts and powers towards something else besides going down.
Right. And one of the biggest things I've been seeing a lot of people say right now too is that, we did that. We took down a president. It was not really supposed to be there in a different country. But what are we doing here at home? There's so much illegal fraud happening.
And that's why I said that in my video on Saturday. I was like, look, I get it. I hear the thoughts, I hear the opinions. I get it. I want to ask the same daggum question, like, can we get liberation from corruption here at home?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also know when to, take a beat and be like, okay, let's be happy for some people.
Yeah.
But then within the 24 hours, I was right back on my BS. Like,
I think a lot of people depend on your opinions. If you like, when you read your comments, people just are. If something happens, they can't wait to hear what Petty or Puddin has to say.
I know. I know. And like, it's just, I'm a loud mouth. I'm a Southern woman that's got a big old trap that likes to run it. And I think what it is, what kind of draws people into it is I don't hold anything back. And I give it to you in a Southern fried way.
Mm-hmm.
And people like, they're like, you give me chills when I watch your videos because it's the way that I deliver what I'm saying. And I guess the passion that I have behind it, I guess people can see it through the video. I appreciate it. It's just, it blows my mind of what I say really hits people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you say a lot of stuff that a lot of people either have on their mind. A lot of the big name political people, they're not really able to say a lot of things you say. So
I get that a lot too. Of you need to run for something. You need to run for something, and I'm like, I don't think they really want me there. I don't think they really want me there because I will not hold back. And when I see something that's wrong, it doesn't matter who it is. I'm going to call you out on it. Like it doesn't matter where you stand. If our people, who we voted for, who we align more with, if their names came out tomorrow, being involved in something fraudulent, which I'm sure they all are, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
And that's kind of, but I would call them out, just like I get online and I call out Jasmine Crockett and her bad weave, and the brother lover.
Yeah. Why is she still here? I don't know.
I don't know, bro.
I mean,
I would love to be in a room with him. Not to do anything mean, but to have a freaking conversation with him. That's it. I wouldn't have to touch him.
With Tim Walz, not going to run for re-election, doesn't that just show how guilty he is? And you know what? He was going to be our vice president. Just gave up. Like, imagine this was somebody, like, if we were really retarded and we wanted him to actually be something, he just gave up so easily.
Bro, could you imagine him and Kamala, where we are now a year in, knowing that what we see now about the fraud and stuff, but them here not knowing any, bro.
Well, neither of us would have a platform.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, hell no. It would be, we'd have Mom and Donnie's all over the damn place. We'd have mosque all over the place. Oh my Lord.
Yep. Yeah, it wouldn't.
We would be enslaved. Literally. For people who are always out here saying that they're against it. But that's what kills me about Democrats and liberals is how they just sit here and cannot see that the people that are sitting here saying that they're oppressed are they're oppressors. The Democrats are always coming out telling their followers, their people, they're oppressing you. You're oppressed. When they're actually, in all reality, the oppressors.
Mm-hmm.
They want to keep you nice and controlled. Listen to me. Don't think with your own brain. I know what's best for you, but let me rob you blind and have you so dependent on me. What does that make you? An oppressor of people, bro.
Yeah, I mean, they love to use the word Nazis, but yet it feels like they most align with what you would explain a Nazi to be. They seem to be like them the most.
Bro, just when Mamdani did his speech that he did, the words he used came from a quote of a fascist about the individualism and all, like, dude.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. I'll have to send you the video. Somebody pointed that out to me and I was like, I'll send you the video.
Now I did watch your video that you posted just recently about him talking about you said your private property is going to be
community centers.
Yes. Yeah. What did you mean by that?
So with his new tenant person that he has, Miss Weaver, did you see the video where she was coming out essentially saying that people who own private property are oppressing other people?
I did see that. Yep.
Okay. So what you're telling me is you're wanting to do away with private property and have it government owned and controlled to let it be available to everyone. You essentially just turned somebody's house into a community center.
Right.
So, but here's my thing. Why is it somebody who worked overtime, saved their money, didn't go on vacation, ate ramen noodles to work their hind end off, to be able to save up money and to reach a certain point in their life to be able to obtain their own property that nobody can take from them, that is theirs? That was the American dream.
Right.
And now you got all these blood-sucking idiots, these retards, who live the victim mentality that wouldn't know hard work if it slapped them in the freaking face. All it boils down to is jealousy.
Yeah.
It's not my problem. If I was somebody in New York City, I'd be like, it's not my problem that you didn't do something with your life and I did. I shouldn't have to tamping down my hard work because you are jealous and envious of it.
Right.
It's bullcrap. Like,
so do you think that
people come to this country to be able to do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So on that premise, he's thinking about letting people like use other people's electricity, and if you don't, like, if you want to hook up to someone's house, you're a racist if you don't let them. Like, is that what he's trying to say?
Essentially, yeah.
That's crazy. That's just
like,
that's what I saw people saying in the comments section, is like everybody needs to share electricity with the.
Yeah, that's pure grade socialism right there. They want their government, or they want themselves to be able to control everything and to be able to open up your home to Mom and Donnie's family that he's about to ship over from the sandbox to come live in your house. And guess what? You're going to comply and you're going to do it because you have white supremacy. You.
every other culture and race and whoever, they're allowed to be, proud of who they are. They're allowed to have, just they're okay to be them. They can have opinions, but when anyone white has an opinion, you're an oppressor, you're racist, you're everything.
Let me remind everyone, I didn't live over 100 years ago. I wasn't involved in any of that. My mom was it. My grandmother was it. My great grandmother was it. I mean, you see where I'm going with it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I hate that was your people. Your people wanted to keep you there. Your people sold you into slavery. I wasn't there when they made you get on that boat.
That's a good way of putting it.
Why is it my problem?
Right.
That's just my little thoughts and opinions on it.
Right. And well, I think it just goes for any race. You know? I mean, I'm not racist against Somalians or anyone. I just want, if you are a normal person and you're ready to accept America, you're ready to, assimilate to this culture, then, I wouldn't mind that you're already here. I don't think we need anyone else. I don't want anyone else, but if anyone is actually a United States citizen, I don't think you can really do anything with those people. And if you can, what would be the option?
So
real citizens.
Like, I agree with you on that. Like, if you do your due diligence to come here, just like you would expect me to do my due diligence to come to your country, and you assimilate just like you would expect me to assimilate to your country, I'm all down for that. Come here, live the American dream, prosper in life. Like, but don't come here through the back door trying to sneak stuff out of the pantry.
No, yeah.
Like, you need something, come to the front door, knock on it, ask for permission to come in, or say, hey, I'm in need, I want to come into your home. I will help any way I can. You see where I'm going with it?
Mm-hmm.
That's the right way to do it. Instead of, like I said, coming through the back door and trying to be sneaky.
Yeah. I think the big issue... Go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I think the big issue with immigration right now is it's too much, too fast. And they're able to all congregate together and have their own little communities. And that's why they're not being forced to assimilate. And honestly, maybe the biggest problem isn't just so much immigration. The biggest problem may be we're not having enough children. We're not reproducing enough children.
It's because, see, on my thoughts and opinions on that is, I blame it on the entertainment of the world. They push a lot of, go out, do your thing. Like,
yeah,
they don't push about, like what Charlie used to say, get married, have a family. No, it's more of go out there and make them bands and screw anything else that you want, that's all. Like, it's in the music, it's in the TV shows, it's in these other influencers. We have allowed sexualization and money be glorified over morals, values, and principles, and the nuclear of what makes a country grow and prosper.
Right.
It's not the resources, the money, all that. It's the people, the families, the families that have kids and raise them and go on to be doctors and engineers and scientists, and we are literally dooming ourselves because we have been quiet for so long and haven't really pushed back against the glorification of money, sex, all that.
Mm-hmm. You're a millennial, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Beginning.
I'm at the end. So closer to the end. But our generation just we didn't have children. And the thing is too, it's not even just United States. It's all of the West. Every Western country is below two. Two people are creating like maybe 1.5 or just right there closer to one. And you have all these other Islamic countries, Asian countries. They're creating 2, 3, 4,
they're rabbits,
5,
bro.
Yeah. So, and when they sit there and they preach that stuff that they're saying that they're going to take us over and everything, it may not be in our lifetime, but if we don't change the way that we reproduce, they're definitely right, because we can only defend so much as our numbers dwindle, especially when they're coming here and also doing it here on our land. So it's scary to think about.
Well, it's also not to add on to what I was saying. It's also this, the propaganda that they are out here shoving down our kids' throats. You can change and be whoever you want. Are you sure you're this? Are you sure you're that? Like, it's that indoctrination that's also gotten deep into our society, right, and is what is helping dwindle families and prospering and growing. Like, I work in the blue collar industry, so to speak, on military bases, and I see a lot of trades: electricians, masons, plumbers, steel workers, all of it. And there's not a lot of young guys anymore. I mean, it's literally like it's like watching, like, it's all a bunch of older gentlemen, and I'm like, what's going to happen when they're gone? When our parents' generation's gone? There's still some of us, like in the South, I think we'll be okay, because down in the South, it's a lot of, blue collar workers, tech schools, stuff like that, trades, things like that. And
they push it down there too.
We do big, because we can see that it's slowly dying. Mm-hmm. Because the internet, every kid thinks they're going to be a freaking YouTuber or influencer, or because have you seen the videos of the street guys going out and asking the girls of how much do you think your man needs to make before you'll marry? And they're saying freaking astronomical, $500,000 a year plus, and they're 21 years old, and I'm like,
just a couple mil, it's easy.
How big should your engagement ring be, or how much should your engagement ring be? Oh, it needs to be no less. It's just I
don't even find that important. I really don't.
No, but it's just just the thought process, and it's just we're watching our society die, essentially.
Yep.
And we grew up, well, if you're older in the millennial, I grew up when the cell phone used to be a purse. You didn't see those? I
don't think so.
I also grew up where you had the giant, the phone Aunt uses.
Okay, yeah, I know that.
There used to be phones almost that daggum big that were cell phones. Pagers. Back when, you used to take the credit card machine and, used to run on dial-up internet. God forbid anybody called the house, because then you got to start over again. That's another 45 minutes. But, so it's it's sad to watch. And my husband and I tried to teach our girls, like we have times where phones are put up, electronics are turned off, like
That's really good.
like and we whenever they do yard work, like my daughter just went hunt my oldest just went hunting last week. She went home to Tennessee with my stepdad and they went hunting and she got herself her first buck. And
Wow.
he
Not a lot of girls can say that.
let me have a proud mom moment. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna show
And
you a picture. But she
I would love to start going hunting again. I haven't really done it since I was a kid.
oh, I love hunting, bro. It's peaceful. It's just to unplug and disconnect from the world. That's what I love the most about hunting. Okay, there you go.
It might sound crazy, but I just love working.
So,
And she knew how to
you
get
know,
everything. You taught her. Both of you
yeah,
taught her.
so but it's and like our youngest, she's in JROTC. So we try to there I know there are some families, sorry to get back on track. I know there are some families down in the South that are a lot like me and my husband. And I'm sure they're all across the United States. I won't just say it's down here in the South. I won't say that because I know they're out west too and up north and stuff. But there are still families in the United States who can see this and see how we need to try to do our due diligence to at least raise somewhat of the next generation to carry on, you know, hard work, you know, connecting with family,
Yeah.
being grounded, being, you know what I mean? I think kids nowadays, this generation, they live their heads in the clouds a lot.
They do. You can see
And it's sad.
we've got 3, and you can kind of just see that they're living a completely different life than even me. I mean, my life was probably just a little bit different than yours, but I still went outside every single day, played, did stuff every single day. I mean, until the street lights were on, type of stuff. Kids they don't even want to do that. Like they have no one thing I like to say sometimes is maybe sometimes you should like learn to be bored, so then that you can your brain can actually start to like maybe imagine a little bit more to come up with something to do out of nothing. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I was going to say the same thing. If that's what's sad is kids don't have imaginations really anymore, because they weren't forced to have to, like you said, entertain themselves. Mm-hmm. And that's what is starting to turn our societies to being essentially controlled, being told what to think, because you're not really using that critical thinking. Like, I think a lot of our critical thinking has to come from being forced to have to, okay, I'm bored. What do I want to do? Let me think about something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Where now it's tangible. It's right there at their fingertips. They don't really have to do much thought processing.
They don't. And they'll completely check out. They'll get in front of that screen and just in a different world.
Yep.
I think it's going to be, I mean, when the generation of people who didn't grow up with that eventually go away, I think the whole world is going to be so much different.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a dramatic change.
Yes.
And because we're all used to, you grow up thinking that oh, this is just the way things are. United States is the toughest. Nothing will ever happen in the United States, you know, and all these things, you just grow up thinking this way. No one ever really thinks that, man, we might actually start to get pretty weak if our average man is what we see nowadays
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
online. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's scary for sure.
Yeah, that's why that's
When
that
we start
worries
talking about
me.
AI, though, then honestly, everything's out the window if AI takes over. No one will have
Bro.
jobs.
No. And don't get me wrong, like I use like Chat GPT, I use Grok, to just thoughts, dig into stuff, but it is a very slippery slope when you start getting involved with AI.
Yeah.
Like you don't become so dependent on it because it is easy to. It's super easy to. But yeah, God, if and when that happens,
It'll be hard to stay a capitalist society
for sure.
because everybody will just be at home. And the only way I saw a few ideas, like every home having their own robot who like goes out and works for them,
Oh, I
does
saw that too.
that's one way maybe a capitalist society could stay in, but I think a lot of big changes are going to happen and we are going to witness it.
I know it's mind blowing.
It really is.
I'll tell you this, another thing. I don't know if you're, how religious you are and stuff, but there's a lot of stuff that's going on in our world right now that is literally foretold in the Bible in Revelations. We are inching our way closer and closer to the Antichrist being revealed. And I really do think that we'll see it in our lifetime. I think it'll happen sooner than we think.
I see so many people say like it's Obama. I don't know who it is or no.
No. Um, I don't think it's him. I
I'm
think
new to
he is.
religion. Not
He's a big player. I know he's very. There's something off with him, for sure, but I don't think it's him because the Antichrist is supposed to come in and be the savior, bring peace to everyone, and resolve, like everybody's going to look to him as just he's our savior. He saved us from what is going on in the world and stuff. So I don't think it's going to be him.
I mean, he was like that, wasn't he? And then he really divided us.
Yeah. Yeah. Now this one's going to come in as he's going to be a false prophet. He's going to be wearing, he's going to portray himself as one way. Yeah. And he's going to lead this world into one world order. Yeah. You should dive into that stuff, bro.
I really should. Yeah. You're right. I should.
I would say from one human to another, because I also grew up with my dad. My dad was big into the Bible. Like I said, I grew up in a Christian household. My dad did a lot of deep diving into, the end times and stuff like that. So I grew up, learning about it. But as from one person to another, I cannot live with myself without being able to tell someone about it. That's what we're here to do. We're here to spread the word. We're here to bring people into the fold, to not be deceived. Like in all reality, when you boil everything down to it, everything that's going on right now in our government and in our country and in the world, it's all just theater. Like, I mean, we don't have enough time to dig into all of it because it's a lot, and you've got to pay attention of what's going on over in Israel, what's actually happening. You know, the red calf that they picked, and the temple that they're about to build, and it's a lot.
We might have to do another one for that.
I got you, bro.
We are running a pretty long one, and I want to get this edited and get it out hopefully within a couple days.
All right.
So thanks everybody for coming, and I hope you guys enjoyed.